What's going on, everyone? This is ODC, it's me, and I'm back with another action figure comparison. This is my comparison of the original Star Wars Black Series Hasbro release Shadowtrooper on the right. We're going to keep it going with the same theme. And then on the left we have the bootleg, the China bootleg. So with that being said, it's pretty much similar to the previous video. I just didn't want to combine everything into one video. The bootleg does include this blaster rifle, which is basically their sniper rifle. And then he does include his E11 blaster and a pouch. And I'll get to that in a second, why he has a pouch. And this guy does not have a pouch because this body is actually the Sand Trooper body. So there we have that right away. This is actually based on the Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper body. So if I take Luke right here, let me just find Luke real quick. Where Luke? If we take Luke really quick and we compare them both back to back, they're the exact same size. Just with obviously a different head. So that's the big difference. But it's pretty much the same exact figure. Obviously a little bit different articulation, but we'll get to that in a second. I'll put Luke's helmet back on here. He's a little short for a Stormtrooper. I don't mind that he's actually short. Some people do. I don't mind because I like to have a little bit of variation between my troopers, especially Stormtroopers. They're not clones, they're Stormtroopers. There's a big difference there. Granted, there were some clones that turned in to be Stormtroopers, but for the most part, they're different people. So, anyway, taking a look here, let me just get rid of that T21 blaster rifle, and then we'll take a look at the big comparisons here. Obviously, you can see the dark pauldron. It's almost like a, I don't know, I want to say almost like a black and like a dark blue, like a grayish blue. I don't know, probably like a grayish blue, and that's actually consistent with his in between his armor pieces here that I've also explained and pointed out in the original review of these this set. So where this guy is just pretty much all matte black all throughout the body, and it's pretty consistent through with all of the matte black throughout his body. Like I said, he does have, the bootleg does have his pouch, and it just kind of, his blaster fits in the pouch, and then he can hold his rifle in this hand. Let me just, there we go, no issue there. Pretty much as far as range of motion goes and everything, like range of motion wise, they're the same. Their articulation's different, just like the Sand Trooper bootleg and the original bootleg. These have T-jointed, or these have Y-jointed hips, the bootleg right here. And this guy has T-jointed hips. So I've always enjoyed T-jointed hips better. Y-jointed hips I think are very outdated, and I don't think they're necessary anymore, to be honest with you. And I never really liked Y-jointed hips. I would always say, why would you include Y-jointed hips on a figure? Because it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I just don't like them. It's a weird way to have a figure's articulation, especially in the leg. I just not a fan of them. But for an $18 figure, and for a figure that we don't have a whole lot of as far as availability, because this guy came in an exclusive set, this is kind of like your second opportunity to pick up a Shadowtrooper in case you missed out the first time. But there are differences also in the paint, obviously, as you can see here. The silver painted eyes, the silver mouthpieces here, where there's no silver right here in the middle, and there's no silver eyes on the original. There's also no silver on these little vents on the side of his mask, and the little portions that are painted on the helmet are not painted on the bootleg. So while it's nice to have this guy for cheap, he's a little bit inaccurate if you're a die-hard completist and perfectionist as far as your collection goes. You might not want to get him then, but it's still a darn good figure. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, the big difference between these two are the size. The original is taller, and the Y-jointed hips on the bootleg as opposed to the T-jointed hips on the original. And the paint applications are different. This is a matte black where this has a little bit of a gloss to it. And there's a little bit of a different color in between the suit, so it kind of helps the rest of the black pop out, where this is just a matte black all the way through. I kind of like them both, though. I mean, I like the original a little bit better, but he's kind of accurate because he's on a Stormtrooper body, and the Shadow Troopers are on the Shadow Troopers do use Stormtrooper bodies where they don't use the Sand Trooper armor, I don't believe. So, I mean, there's that difference. They haven't released a Scout Trooper yet. I don't know if they will, if the bootleg, if there will be a bootleg of that. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of pick your poison here. It all comes down to personal preference. Do you value the originals? Do you want the originals? Do you want to pay the extra premium, the extra price for the originals? Or are you trying to army build and you don't give a shit? Because if you're an army builder and you don't really care, you're not that particular, then this is the guy for you. If not, to each their own. I have the original and I have the bootleg. So I have one original, and then I have one boxed. So I had two sets. So it was available to me to take this guy out of package. But I only have one out of package. I would like more than one because there's more than one Shadow Trooper. Not to be confused with Death Troopers either that are actually coming out in Rogue One. Those are totally different. So, but next, I will be reviewing my bootleg Shock Trooper that I got from, yes, that's right, China. And I'll be showing comparisons with the original. They are probably the closest as far as bootlegs go, the Shock Troopers. But we'll get into that in the next video. Like I said, it's pick your poison. It's personal preference. And do you want to spend extra money? No. Then go with the $18 figure instead of the $45 to $40 or $50 figure that this guy's going for now. I mean, I've seen sets, when I was buying the sets, they were going for around $50 and $60. Then they shot up to $75, and then they shot up, now they're like $100, now $100 to $120. Excuse me, I like stuttered there, I don't know why. But still, solid figures, either one you get. I like them both, and I stand by that. So, with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys on the flip side.